Welcome home, neighbors.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Hello, neighbors.
We're listening from
Arizona,
Florida,
Maryland,
New York, New Jersey,
Indianapolis, California,
Utah,
Michigan,
Iowa, Massachusetts, Georgia,
Canada,
our home resort is
Animal Kingdom,
Polynesian,
Bay Lake Tower,
Old Key West,
Riviera,
Boardwalk,
Alani Resort,
Hilton Head,
Boulder Ridge, Copper Creek,
Grand Floridian,
Saratoga Springs,
Beach Club,
and Wilderness Lodge.
and you're listening to
and you're listening
You're listening
to
to my DVC Points.
Hey, well, welcome home, everybody, to episode 47 of the My DVC Points podcast and our live show here on October 20th, 2019. And tonight, it's the regulars. We've got Shannon joining us back tonight. How you doing tonight, Shannon?
I'm good.
Oh, good deal. And Alicia, you're back tonight as well.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Yep. And I think Shannon's and Alicia's internet bugs made it to my house this week. I don't know what's happening with that, but a little bit before pre-show, we had a little bit of fun going on. But I do want to welcome you ladies back tonight. And tonight we have a really fun show, and we're going to play a game tonight. But before we do that, we want to hear a trip report from Shannon and then talk about the Moonlight Magic Party to see who all got tickets that are going in DCA. They just went on sale this Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday this week, something like that. So anyway, Shannon, go ahead and kick us off. You've got an interesting, fun trip that you just did.
Yeah, it was a short trip for us. It was only 3 nights, and we were staying at Pop. I think a couple shows ago, I talked about how we were going to go to Pop and how I was going to be able to ride the Skyliner before you. And then, of course, the accident happened, or unexpected downtime happened 2 weeks ago, and we weren't sure. When we got there on Sunday, it was still down. There was no word. Pop Century, because we stayed at Pop Century, did give us an audit. They did give us these nice pins because it was down. So I thought that was cool that they gave this and they left us these in our room. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a nice unexpected surprise in our room. And I heard that others that were staying at Pop during the downtime, they received those as well. So I thought that was a very nice touch from Disney, since, a lot of people did book the, Pop or Art of Animation for the Skyliner. And we went to SeaWorld. So it's our annual trip to SeaWorld. They have a First Responders Month where first responders are free and family members are 50% off once a year. So we go every year. Yeah, it's really nice. We go every year. It's kind of our annual trip. And we were doing that on Monday. And while we were there, my travel agent, because we did not use our DVC points, obviously we were staying at Pop, so the travel agent, she emailed me and said, hey, I don't know if you know, but the Skyliner's back up and running. So we were at SeaWorld, open to close, which for SeaWorld during the week is 10 to 6. So it wasn't, rope dropping is very easy at 10 to 6. And
I could rope drop a 10 a.m. time.
And to be honest, got there at 10 a.m. I mean, usually we're pretty good, but I was like, we have all this time in the morning, and that was the park we were kind of late to, but it didn't really matter. It was not packed. We were able to ride everything that we wanted. But so we drove back. My son did not nap. He normally naps. He did not nap. Of course, we got in the car. And as soon as we got in the car, he fell asleep. So at first we kind of got back to the room and like, well, I guess we're not going to go. And we're like, well, we could bring him on with the stroller. So we put him in the stroller. He was still in the stroller. Actually, he fell asleep in the stroller. So we just brought him on the stroller, brought him on the Skyliner, and went to Epcot. And we're like, yeah, let's just go to Food of Wine. It was so easy. So it was so nice.
Did he just wake up at Epcot? And
he ended up waking up at the Epcot experience, because we went in the Epcot experience. It's really loud. He woke up, and then they have these 2 picture spots for the Epcot experience. And you can go, if you go to my Instagram, you can see this one picture we got. Literally, he woke up 2 minutes before this picture, and we got the most amazing picture. I mean, like, I have day-old makeup, and my son had just woken up, but it's literally probably my favorite picture we've ever taken with Disney PhotoPass. It's just an awesome picture. There's 2 photo spots at the Epcot experience, but that's where he woke up. So we had walked around international gateway toward we headed towards UK and Canada. So we had walked around to the Odyssey, and that's when he finally woke up. So he was a good hour.
Okay.
While we were there, and so he had like a good 2-hour nap.
Well, and this is a great tip for especially a lot of parents. And I mean, you're a first-time mom, but when you have more kids, you just haul them wherever they're at. But a lot of first-time moms think that if your kid goes to bed at 7:00, dude, the party's got to be done because it's 7:00 and my kid goes to bed, right? But you were adventurous enough that said, well, you can fall asleep.
I just want to sleep
in the stroller. Right, but a lot of first-time moms.
Yeah, the truth comes out, right?
Right.
Shannon had to beat me to the Skyliner. It was her mission in life.
But I'm
she
proud
knows
of it.
Friday I'm there.
Like, good job, first-time mom, saying, you know what? If you're going to sleep in the stroller. We're still going to go, right? I mean, it's fine.
Well, when you get to my trip report for the Halloween party, you'll realize that I really don't care about bedtime, at least when we're at Disney.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways.
He went to sleep at 2 a.m.
That's
So
good.
tell us about Skyliner and Riviera. What was your observations? What's your thoughts?
So first of all, the Skyliner, my husband and I were talking about this before because I'm very tense in the morning because I'm one of those, we got to get to the park. We want to go. And it took a lot of the stress out because once you take off, and my son, first of all, loved going 3, 2, 1, blast off, because every time we took off, he just would go blast off. He loved it. It's very calming. It's very quiet. You have
There's no music
breathe.
playing inside?
No music. There's some a woman talking about some tidbits or some facts
Kind of like
about
the monorail voice you're passing, blah blah blah. Riviera, Disney's newest. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. There's the Riviera, Disney's newest resort, Caribbean beach, etc. So it's very calming, and you also know you're going to get there. So we got in line we were going to Hollywood Studios on Tuesday, and by the time we were ready to go, they had extra magic hours. We had no intention of getting there at 6 a.m. No intention. We were like, oh, we'll get there between 7 and 8. And by the time we were ready to go, it was 7:40. We're like, by the time we walked to the bus station, the Skyliner wasn't up and running till 8 a.m. So we really weren't, we were planning on taking a bus over and then taking the Skyliner back. But by that time, we're like, by the time we get there, we're going to have to wait for a bus. Well, let's just wait for the Skyliner. So we just waited another 10 minutes, walked over the Skyliner, got in line around 7:50, 7:52. They opened the gates at 7:58. At 8 a.m., they were loading. And there was a good line. I would say probably we were about 20 deep, and we were on within minutes. It loads really, really fast. And so we were
Magical flight.
Deep. Right.
So
And
here's what I heard. Magical flight. I heard got on really fast, right?
Mhm.
No wait time.
No wait time. Even in the waiting, like, it was minimal. It was minimal. And because you knew it was going to open at 8. So it wasn't like you're waiting for a bus. When is the bus going to get here? When is the bus going to get here? You knew it was opening at 8. So you're just kind of, my husband and son are running around, getting some energy out.
Mhm.
And you knew it was, so you knew you were going to get on. And so here's the thing. If you have a single stroller, you can roll it on. So you don't have to close it. And I only have one child, so I have a single stroller. If you have a double stroller, that's when you have to fold it up because it won't go through the door, because the door usually is not wide enough. Now, if you have one of those, I guess, tandem style double strollers, you might be able to put it on and get through. So if you have a single stroller, they don't make you fold it up. They don't even ask you to fold it up.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just, so as long as, and I have a pretty small stroller that we travel with, and it was very, very simple. So that's a good tip. So I will take the Skyliner as many times as I can because I don't have to fold it up. And a lot of times my son didn't need to be in the stroller. He had stuff underneath that we didn't have to take out. So that was really convenient. But, you pass through. So everything is through Caribbean Beach. Everybody's talked about this. So from POP, you go to Caribbean Beach, and there's the hub. And everything's really close. So even though you have to transfer, it's literally 20 to 30 second walk. Everything is very, very close to each other. And to transfer to Hollywood Studios is they're all right there. And so we transferred to Hollywood Studios. It was very simple. Again, and then going to Epcot. Epcot is the preview. So you go when you go from Caribbean Beach, you go through Riviera, you pass through the boardwalk turn, and then you go to International Gateway.
Okay.
And that's the prettiest route. It's also the longest. But what I
nice
told
trade-off.
Chad earlier. Yeah, so I told Chad earlier, to me, this puts Riviera above the monorail resorts, because the monorail you have to wait for. There's usually a line.
That's some serious trash talking there, Shannon.
It's not trash talking, because I love the monorail resorts, but the Skyliner is continuous. Now, obviously, we had hiccup, and but I think once it's up and running, I think I kept saying, my husband and I kept saying, this is a game changer. This is a game changer, because it was very relaxing. It was very just stress-free. It made it easy to go from Pop to Epcot without just seamlessly. And I think the only thing that Boardwalk is probably one of my favorite resorts. It's my son's favorite resort.
Okay.
I think that the Skyliner puts Riviera above Boardwalk because of the transportation.
Say it ain't so, Shannon.
Well,
because Boardwalk, you have to walk to Hollywood Studios, and it's a good walk, depending on where you are. It's a good walk to Epcot. Now Beach Club, you're literally in the back door of Epcot, so you really have.
You're not only in the back door of Epcot, but you're also at the back door of the Skyliner too. You're like
so
there on that Skyliner.
So Beach Club, obviously, you're going to have that advantage, but it's so simple. And then also a little tidbit that if you are at Caribbean Beach, there are rooms that are next at Caribbean Beach that are next to the Riviera station. And if you're staying at Caribbean Beach, can use that station. So if my husband and I said, anytime we have to stay on cash when we're out of points, we're staying at a Skyliner resort without question.
One big thing,
and it probably won't be Riviera, because we probably can't afford it cash. It'll probably be Caribbean Beach, Pop, or Art of Animation.
Yeah, one of the best things I think of the Skyliner that's different than the other modes of transportation is it's semi-private, where you're not, huddled in with 100 of your strangers.
And the only time we were put in with people was Monday night. It was the only time, because it had just gone up and running. There was a lot of people going in. And even the morning that we went to Hollywood Studios, because we had a stroller, other people had strollers. So they just put us all in our own gondola.
Okay. Now that's a good question. So do you ever see them just launch off Skyliner carriages that are empty because there's no demand for it?
Yeah. Oh, they're all the time, because it's continuous, and if you're walking up, you could run up for a certain gondola, and they're like, no, wait, they want to make sure you wait for the next, it's just safe, especially if there's not a need. So there was a couple times they're like, do you want your own? If it was pretty slow, they're like, do you want your own? And we're like, yeah. And so it was great.
But they're packing you in, right?
They weren't packing you in. I think the only time we really rode with anybody was that first night, and there was a lot more demand. I think people were riding it just because it had just come back online.
Got it.
There was a lot of people riding. Yeah. And
does anybody listening have any questions for Shannon tonight as well?
Looks like Danielle's going to be staying at the Riviera in May, so that'll be a lot of fun.
I mean, it's from the sky, it looks amazing. From the sky, it looks amazing. The property doesn't look very big, but the resort looks amazing. So I'm very excited. I think that 40% cash discount or 35% if you're DVC is quickly going to go away once it opens. So if you haven't booked and you want to book it now, because I don't think that discount's going to last.
Yeah. What was it? 40% for Disney Visa card holders?
Yes, 40%.
And then 35% for DVC members. So those were the two deals that I remember seeing this week, right?
It's funny. And those deals are usually similar. So I wonder why the credit card one is so much higher.
I have both. So I just take whichever one's better. So here's a couple tidbits. If you're riding at night and you want to see, try to get one without a wrap. because the wrap it makes it harder to see, especially at night. So even if you during the day, if you want to see and it's their first time riding and you want to see the view, ask for one without a wrap. They come, I would say, there's usually a couple with a wrap and then there's one without a wrap. So you can wait for one without a wrap pretty easily. If you're riding during the day and you really don't care about the view, you're just trying to get back to your resort or you're trying to get to Epcot and you really don't care about the view, I would suggest riding one with a wrap, because the wrap just gives a little bit of extra protection from the sun.
Shade.
And
right?
we did stop, a little bit of extra shade. And we did stop a couple times on Wednesday. So Wednesday was a day we were driving back. Typically, we just stay at the resort, eat lunch, and then head home. But again, the Skyliner made it so easy to go to Epcot. So we're like, let's just go to Food and Wine because there was a new magnet. And they had just come out with the Ratatouille annual pass holder magnet. And I wanted to get the magnet. So
hopefully there's still some mini ones there for Friday night. I'm hoping.
There was some there. So we had gotten mini the day or on Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
And they did have some that they were passing out, but they had both. But I'd already gotten mini. I was like, I really want to, my husband kind of was like, I don't understand this magnet thing, but sure, let's just go. And it made it really easy to just hop on and go to Epcot. And that's what we did.
Awesome.
So I was texting you, Chad, and it's like game changer. It's just a game changer.
Oh yeah. You were lighting me up that whole trip.
It's just, I always was excited about it. And also I'm terrified of heights. I was not terrified at all. There was a couple times where it was windy. It's comfortable. I had heard that people said when you coming in, you feel like you're going to hit the other gondola. I never felt that.
Okay.
I don't know if they slowed it down or what, but my husband and I never felt that. And I just think it's a game changer. I really hope they expand it throughout the property. As a Saratoga Springs owner, I
hope they do as well.
Expand it to Saratoga and Disney Springs.
Christopher here has a pretty good question as well. I wonder if they will prevent in the future selecting with or without the wrap just to keep the flow of guests moving quickly.
Probably depending on if it's busy.
If it's peak,
busy. I think if it's busy, but if you see the way it flows so fast, I think if you're leaving after Epcot Forever, then yes, I think they're going to be like, you just get you on, and they're going to pack that gondola in, because after Epcot Forever, it's going to be a long line. But during the day, I don't see why not. And so that's another thing. Did end up going to see Epcot Forever. We didn't plan on it. We were going to plan to wait to December to see Epcot Forever, but that first time when we went to Epcot, my son wanted to do a couple things, and we're like, well, we're already here. Let's go watch Epcot Forever. And we loved it. We loved it.
Good deal.
I had watched it on the live stream. It's much better in person. But I loved it on the live stream, and we loved it in person. My husband and I were not huge fans of Illuminations. Don't throw tomatoes at me. But we loved it. It's better in person.
Is there one spot better than others to watch it from then? I mean, because the other one could be forever.
I don't think so. We ended up just trying to find a spot, and we were able to get a decent spot in the UK by Rose and Crown. And we were there was nobody behind us. My husband was able to put my son on his shoulder so he could see. There wasn't we weren't blocking anybody, so I didn't feel bad about that. And it was a great spot, but it looks to be one where you can see anywhere.
Perfect.
That anywhere is a good view. So it's a great show. It's a short show. I think if you're a fan of Epcot and you've been there I've been going since 1982. There's a lot of things that I remember, the songs I remember. My son, my husband has a horrible memory. So I kept saying, oh, this song is this and this song is that. He goes, I don't remember any of this. And he's been going to Epcot as long as me, but he just doesn't remember the songs. He enjoyed it. So
Mary asked this question. She wonders if they slow them down at all. Have you talked to anybody? Because she follows that up with, she sure felt like they would hit the car in front of her. And if you remember, Mary's the one who called in opening night for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. That was so fun.
We didn't ask. We saw them moving and they looked to be going pretty fast.
Got it.
They looked to be going the same speed. I didn't ride them before, so I have nothing to compare, and I didn't ask. But
got it.
I didn't.
Mary, I will ask that question when I'm there Friday night. So I am counting down the days. I am looking forward to this. But
and then Mary did mention Epcot Forever. You can watch just about anywhere. So
yep. So I am counting down the days to that trip and Moonlight Magic over at DCA. I was lucky enough to get a couple of tickets and even found $90 round trip airfare from Detroit to LA.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a homer and a half. Okay. So I'm wondering, did anybody else register for DCA that's watching and Moonlight? Because I'd like to do a listener meetup. If you could contact me, I'm wanting to do a listener meetup and provide some really cool My DVC Points t-shirts for people if you'd like to wear one that night. So, or maybe even a hoodie. I'll have to check the weather beforehand because last time it seems like I wore a hoodie over it in November last year. But Moonlight Magic, have you ladies been to one yet?
Just the Epcot one.
Just the Epcot one. Yeah, see, Epcot, I've been to 3 or 4 of them. Epcot is like the bottom of my list on that one. It's just because there's not enough stuff to do there, right?
And I'm hoping they release the dates for 2020 soon, but no such luck. I think November, they released them in November of last year. So
yeah, it should be towards the end of the month. And Gabrielle indicates that she's going. So we'll definitely meet up there, Gabrielle. And I'm looking forward to that. And yeah. So, and of course, Mary Ann's woohoo. Yep. And she wants a shirt too. She wants the hoodie. Okay. Well, note to self, Gabrielle, is it going to be hoodie weather there at 9:00 at night when we're there? Let me know. And we'll
probably.
Yeah. We'll make sure they're hoodies then. But
that'd be fun if it follows every year. So if it's usually in November in 2020, then that'd be cool. But you don't know how far ahead?
Yeah, the schedule should come out here pretty soon. The last 2 years in November, it's been the week before or either the week before Thanksgiving or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving on like a Thursday night. So, and this last one at DCA was a surprise add-on. They just announced this like a week or two ago and we missed it in news and rumors coverage.
So do you have to pay for those tickets then, or how does that work?
They're free for Blue Card members. And if you're not a Blue Card member, you just don't, it's just not an option for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what time do you get into the park?
I believe we can enter in at 6 p.m. this time. So I think I've scheduled the meetup for like 3:30 to 5:30 at the bar at the Grand Californian. So, because you can like sneak right in that side entrance. And the other weird thing was this time was they said they're mailing us our tickets. I know last year it was a mass cluster cattle, like
I heard about that.
People everywhere, and it took 2 hours to get in. So I think by maybe mailing us our tickets this time, we'll be able to do it. I did a little pro tip last time and went in through the DCA entrance at Grand Cal. So that entrance was quite a bit shorter, but when I looked outside of Disneyland at the main gates to DCA, there had to be thousands of people just waiting around out there.
Wow.
So that's why I said, let's meet up at Grand Cal this year and we'll try to come back in from Grand Cal and sneak in that side entrance again and see how that works out.
And to answer your question about Moonlight Magic, so you can take yourself and up to 3 guests. Yep. So 4 people total, unless you're staying on property. And then on property, you can take up to as many guests as on your reservation. So I know I saw in a couple chats where somebody was mentioning that they had 5 members of their family, but they didn't have an on-site reservation and they were only able to get 4 tickets and they were upset. So
that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Because
it does. I feel like it does because it's probably less of an issue in California because there's only 3 resorts. But I know in Florida, they used to allow 6, but a lot of people would just choose 6 and then give a lot of away. And then members that were staying on property couldn't get it. So I do see there's 2 sides of every story, but
I think if you have 4 kids, you should be able to bring your 4 kids.
Well, if you're staying on site, you can.
But
If you're
you
staying on
can't
site.
say it on site
Yeah.
unless you own it. Disneyland. I mean, right?
Well,
I mean,
you can.
Well,
there's
no,
there's
you can
cash
say it,
hotel
right?
rooms there as well.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 full resorts of cash hotel rooms. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And Gabrielle comments here that the one they did in Disneyland in January was way more organized. So I think they took some lessons learned there, and we could be seeing them
Right.
on this one as well. So
That's good.
that part was kind of great, and I'm looking forward to that. But now here's the fun part tonight. We're going to play a little bit of a game called Something's Gotta Go. Okay. And Alicia is going to be our final judge, and it's between myself and Shannon and the audience members to convince her and see if we can make an argument for one of the 3 restaurant choices has to go. This is October. It's budget cut time. They've been cutting everything else. So just in the fun spirits of that, we're going to play this game called Something's Gotta Go.
And it's so funny because we eat out all the time, but your options, I haven't eaten at them. So I'm like, I don't know.
Got it. Okay. And here's the other thing as well. I only picked 5 rounds of this because I thought audience members would want to come up with their other set of 3 choices as well. So if you guys listening have a set of 3 restaurants that are somewhat tied together, throw them out there. We'll all talk about it as a show today. And it's a mini restaurant review in a fun, unique way. So let's go into the first one. Okay. And the first one is Boma, Sanaa, or Tusker House. Something's got to go. What is it, Shannon? Which one are you cutting?
So I am going to cut Boma. I love Tusker House. Tusker House to me is our favorite character meal on site. We don't go as often because mainly we love Nomad Lounge. So sometimes we choose Nomad Lounge instead of choosing a character meal for our son. But to me, Tusker House is the best character meal on site. You've got the 5 main characters, unique food, good selection, and it's a great. And then you literally can just walk out and go on to Kilimanjaro Safari. So I would choose Tusker House, and then Sanaa, if for no other reason, is the view. You have the view of the savannah, and if it's at night, they give you the goggles. So those I would pick those 2 and then get rid of Boma.
And Boma is located also at Animal Kingdom. Or no?
It's Animal Kingdom Lodge at Jumbo House.
Okay.
And Sanaa is in the basement or ground level, so to speak, over at Kidani Village. And Tusker House is in Animal Kingdom Theme Park. So, and the one I'm going to cut here is Boma as well. And it just boils down to, I don't like mass feed buffets. Okay. Mm-hmm. I like my food cooked hot, especially for me, and not served in a trough. Okay. That's where I'm at on that one. And so that's what that's my pick. Okay. I love the bread service at Sanaa.
Mary, so Mary Ann and Mary both say to bye-bye to Tusker House. So we have 2 Marys, and they both agree to say bye-bye to Tusker House. And Mary put Tusker House because Boma is amazing, and there's interesting stories behind the decor. Sanaa is also amazing and has such great options in the view.
Oh, Mary points out if we cut Boma, you lose their amazing breakfast. And I'm not going to lie, breakfast at Sanaa, probably not all that great. But I usually have breakfast in the room. Okay?
I do too.
So to me, breakfast, no big deal. And not cutting my character
Sanaa,
meal.
The breakfast, I haven't done breakfast at Sanaa, but I understand that it's almost like a quick service, so it's not as expensive. So it's a cheaper option for breakfast for Sanaa.
Got it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not like a full service breakfast.
Yeah, and Danielle comes back in. She agrees. Cut Boma. Love Tusker House, especially for breakfast. Keep Sanaa for bread and view.
You're ready for me?
Here's a tip of Tusker House. Book the breakfast, but book one of the last servings of breakfast. So if they serving at 11, book it for like 10:45 or whatever the last reservation is, because then they switch over to lunch and you can get the lunch items and only pay breakfast.
I always fill up on bacon.
Yeah, so does my son.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Well,
You got that going on there. You've got that going on there. So Mark on YouTube is saying, wow, that's tough. Boma is by far the best bang for your buck. Tusker has to go. Mary counters, Boma is one of the best on property. It's like a quick service. So, and Marianne comments, for our family, the Tusker House food just doesn't do it. Buffet and the odd African dishes that my kid won't eat. Last few times we've been there, it hasn't been great. That part about the unique spices and flavorings, I'm going to agree with you on. So, Alicia, what is it for this round?
All right. So my take on it is we've looked at Tusker House many times. Like I love, characters. I love buffets. And we've always passed on it because of the meal options that are there. But I do think it's that park needs a character moment. So I'll leave that one. And then, so I'll go back over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now I've went and I've toured there a few times because I love the resorts. I love the decor. I love all of that. But I remember seeing the Boma, but I don't remember at all of Sanaa. So maybe it was made, or wasn't that the one maybe across the hall or something? Maybe it was.
It's in Kadani.
Oh, that's right. So I probably wasn't even there. So, but I am a bread girl. So if I had to pick one of the two, I would probably pick the Sanaa because I love bread. I'm an anti-gluten person.
Bye Boma, right?
Yeah, so I'll say bye-bye to Boma.
Okay, cool. So, round 2 here. We're going to head over to Magic Kingdom, and our choices are Cosmic Rays, Casey's Corner, ooh, that one stings, right? Or Pecos Bill. Something's got to go. Shannon, what's it going to be?
Okay, where are they all located? Give me the rundown.
Okay, so Cosmic Rays is in Tomorrowland.
It's right near the castle.
And that's the one with like the little like DJ dance club? Okay.
Yes.
The robot dancer.
And Pecos Bills is close to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
It's around the corner from it. It's more like Frontierland. It's on the way to Splash. Okay, it's at that corner.
Is that like in the basement?
And then Casey's Corner is basically on the corner of Main Street on the hub. So it's on the left-hand side, you have the plaza, and on one side, and you have Casey's Corner on the other. So I am going to get rid of Casey's Corner. I'm not a fan of hot dogs. Sorry. Oh,
are those big foot-long hot dogs, that place?
The big, and the corn dog nuggets that everybody raves over. And ooh.
So I'm not a big hot dog person. Obviously, not being able to eat gluten, there's a lot of limitations there. So I love Cosmic Rays. They have a rotisserie chicken that's really good. The breakfast there, when we do the early morning magic add-on feature, the breakfast is at Cosmic Rays. My son loves the little, I forgot his name, the little alien DJ or whatever. And Pecos Bill, to me, that's the best quick service in Magic Kingdom. So I'm definitely not getting rid of that.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there. Pecos Bill is my family's go-to jam. I mean, we seriously look forward to Pecos Bills on Magic Kingdom days. I just love their fajitas and then wrapping them all up and building my own stuff. And I feel like I'm eating reasonably healthy because it's vegetables and meat, and I feel like it's reasonably healthy for theme park view. So
I will say we did Columbia Harbor House right before at the beginning of the Halloween party, and they had some pretty healthy options there too. But that was a good one too. But yeah, I agree with you on the fact. At least you don't feel guilty.
Right now, so I'm not cutting Pecos Bills. Now it gets difficult for me. Okay, because I'm with Shannon. I don't
so my husband, I don't know if you see the comments. My husband's very mad that I cut Casey's Corner. Sorry.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Right there, Ray. That is exactly what I'm talking about. How dare you, Shannon? I need to eat a hot dog at Casey's. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. It's the corner iconic one. And as much as I don't care for their food, I don't care for their hot dogs. Okay.
It is iconic. I would agree with you.
It's iconic, right? And I think like listeners would like storm me with a pitchfork if I were to throw that one out. Now, I like the food at Cosmic Rays. I don't really care for the fries, but I think they've got a really good theme park burger there. And I typically get a theme park burger there every time I go there, or Electric Umbrella, because they're about the same theme park quality deal. I think it's a decent burger. However, I'm going to have to cut Cosmic Rays simply because I can't cut that iconic Casey's corn dog nuggets. My friend Chris Salata over at Behind the Ears podcast would disown me for getting rid of his corn dog nuggets. And I just can't have any of that. Right. So that's where I'm at with it. Okay. Let's start to go through some of the comments. Amy here writes, bye-bye to all three of those in MK. You gotta cut them all and save some choices for other. Yeah, MK is not really the culinary destination of Disney World. That's for sure. And Marianne says, bye-bye Cosmic Rays. And Mary agrees with her, Cosmic Rays, because it needs an overhaul. And here we've got another comment from Marianne. Pecos Bill's is a favorite and Casey's is a staple. Okay. The food at Cosmic Rays stinks. Okay. Brandy comments here that she's never done Pecos Bill. However, she loves Casey's. And hopefully Shannon,
hopefully she comes
it's
back.
like internet issues tonight. I don't get that. We don't normally have everybody having internet issues. So we'll figure that out. Okay. And then Danielle comments, Cosmic Rays is my adult daughter's favorites. It was the first and last place we ate this trip. And she wasn't a fan of Casey's Corner either. So that being said, let's see if we've got some other, like Ray gets a shout out here, right? Ray is the man. So how does that kind of come in and happen, right?
That's so cute.
And then Jeremy comes in that he wanted to eat at Casey's for a decade. He finally ate there this year. Terrible. I couldn't agree with you more, Jeremy. So I'm not a fan of the deal, but the Coca-Cola house and the Coke corner, okay? You just can't quite, you can't quite do that.
All right, you ready for me?
Yeah, so let's come in. And Mary's with me. She doesn't want a hot dog. She doesn't like seeing them. And so Jeremy comments, rest in peace, unlimited Bill's guac over there. That's, yeah, that I remember that one going away. Okay. I do remember that one going away. And so Brandy comments here, the first time I had corn dog nuggets was because of Chris over at Behind the Ears. He talked about them on his podcast and now she's hooked. Yeah. Like I said, I would get disowned by my friend Chris and never be invited back on his show if I cut Casey's Corner. So we can't have that. Okay. But now Amy has an interesting comment here as well. Pinocchio's Village flatbread pizza is their favorite and also serves decent chicken nuggets. Yeah, they do a decent job with chicken nuggets at Magic Kingdom and all the theme park stuff.
Yeah, they're all the same. Yeah, but they do good.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I think we've kind of caught up with our comments here.
Okay.
We're rolling in tonight. So let me come back in and throw up our banner here. Right? Cosmic Rays, Casey's Corner, or Pecos Bill. One of these has to go.
Okay, so my take on it will be a little spin because, like, I do agree with all of you that they all need some overhaul. I think a little facelift or something. But what they have done is they've added the quick service, like on my phone, like the app kind of thing. And that's awesome. So I'll put my, like the Cosmic Rays. I agree with you all. Like the hamburgers are great. Like they have that buffet, like that you can kind of like make a salad along with your burger, which is great. Pecos Bill, I like the food options that they have there. I think in my heart, I wish it was more piratey because I'm a pirate girl. So I wish.
But it's in Frontierland. Okay.
I know. Yeah. It's
not in Adventureland.
But I wish there's a back door, right? Like it's right.
It does. It connects over to another Tortuga Tavern or something like that over at Adventureland, and the food there is just atrocious. I figured if I put that one up there, everybody would vote it off.
Right. So I mean, I think that whole place, could use a little bit more decor, like feel, but I like the food at Pecos Bill. So I'm gonna overhaul or make Casey's not necessarily go away, but I think it needs a facelift because it has the best fireworks viewing because you can sit down, you can like have your food, like it's really like chill, but
Okay.
like I feel like a seagull waiting for a chair when I'm because I think it could be better utilized for a dining option for a firework viewing space. I mean, go ahead, have, like more of an all-American fare, but I think you need like a lot more seating so that you can watch the fireworks from it. So I would have to say Casey's Corner. Sorry.
So you're cutting off on Casey's Corner. Okay, guys.
I'm updating it.
You're updating it. Yeah, you're
Yes.
outsourcing it. You're getting rid of it. It's gone.
I
So,
know.
okay, so moving on to the next round. Well, here, Tyler's got a decent comment here. Casey's Corner would be his cut as well, just due to the limited menu.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Moving on to the next round, we're talking ice cream this time. Okay. And our choices are Beaches and Cream, Ample Hills, or Ghirardelli. So Shannon,
Yay,
did you
Sorry.
welcome back? Just in
Yeah,
time.
did you catch that, Shannon? Beaches and Cream,
I did.
Ample Hill, or Ghirardelli? Right.
Okay, where are they all located? Here we go.
So Beaches and Cream is right outside of Beach Club. It's like right on Stormalong Bay. It's between Beach Club and Yacht Club.
On the boardwalk or no?
Well, it's not boardwalk because it's on the Beach Club side of it.
okay.
Okay. Now, Ample Hills, that's the one you were thinking of, is right there
okay.
on the boardwalk,
There we go.
right across the street from Beaches and Cream.
Okay, cool.
And that's a local Floridian brand, correct, Shannon? Ample Hill?
I've only seen it at Disney's. I only seen it
Okay.
at Disney. So yeah.
Okay. And then Ghirardelli is down in Disney Springs. Okay. And the first time I had even heard of them having ice cream was when Kevin McLeod was a guest on the show and was telling me he's a milkshake connoisseur. And so it's on my list to go check out this next time. But those are our three options for here. And so let's come back in. Shannon, do you have a preference? Any thoughts?
I think they're all amazing. And so Beaches and Cream is where you get the kitchen sink. It's an experience. It's not just where you go for ice cream. It's an experience. Ample Hills, again, they have some unique flavors. When we stay at the boardwalk, we'll just go in and get some samples sometimes. So it's a really good place to try some new ice cream, and the ice cream is pretty amazing. They also have a lot of good gluten-free options, which for ice cream sometimes can be difficult.
And that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
Ghirardelli, I love chocolate, and I love free chocolate. They always give you the little samples. But I would say if I had to get rid of one, it's going to break my heart. It's going to be Ghirardelli, only because you can get that a lot of other places. Whereas Beaches and Cream and Ample Hills, you really can only get at Disney. So that's what I would go with.
Got it. Okay. So here's my take on this as well. I think this one's could be fairly unanimous across the board. Huge fan of the kitchen sink. Tried the No Way Jose at the suggestion of Chris Malick from WDW Review Podcast. And he kept praising it when I interviewed him. And so I had to knock that off the list. That was a phenomenal dessert. My family loves the kitchen sink. I'm a little bit like, I don't know if I want to keep eating out of that same big trough. Okay. For me, it's a trough thing again. Okay. I did the kitchen sink once. I think I'm good on kitchen sink, but I know my family likes it. It's a tradition now. So we'll let them do it. And I'm going to keep getting my No Way Jose peanut butter chocolate deal. So Beaches and Cream, and we're Beach Club owners right now. So love me some Beach Club, love me some Stormalong Bay, not cutting Beaches and Cream. That being said and done, I have been known to completely oink out on my own personal ice cream flight over at Ample Hill, and it is phenomenal ice cream. It is probably the best ice cream out of the three, just to be honest with you. So I can't quite cut the highest quality ice cream. And then that leaves me over at Ghirardelli, which, okay, I'll have to try it. I might owe some people some apologies, but to your point, Shannon, you can get Ghirardelli ice cream elsewhere. And those are the only two places I can get that. So my vote, Ghirardelli. Okay. So let's start coming back in and seeing whatever everybody else is saying here. Mary comments in that Ghirardelli, since it's not Disney, which was essentially the same argument Shannon and I made. Okay. Yep. Mary Ann's voting to keep Beaches and Cream because they're fans of the kitchen sink. And Mary points out the Ample Hills is cool. Like the way you're thinking here, Mark. Rob a bank and eat all three. No need to cut any of them. Well, I'm with you to the rob a bank part, but I figure out a way to get all three. That's always good. Brandy comes in and says Ghirardelli gets the boot. And Danielle says, I love the kitchen sink at Beaches and Cream. And she hasn't had the other two. It's pretty hard to pass up Beaches and Cream. So Mary Ellen comments as well. Beaches and Cream have an amazing grown-up grilled cheese and tomato soup. Oh my gosh, yes. You can't touch them just for that grilled cheese and tomato soup.
And that's a good point, is that Beaches and Cream does have food as well, just besides ice cream.
Yep. So, okay then. And Anthony comments that the No Way is the best, that he loves it. And Jerry comes in and says none of them can touch Vermont's Ben and Jerry's. And Jeremy, if we ever get to hang out at WW, I'm going to ask you to put that to the test and prove it, brother. Show up with some of your Ben and Jerry's. And Gabrielle says that she seconds the grilled cheese comments. Okay. There we have it, Alicia. What's your vote tonight?
Okay, so here we go. So my take on Disney Springs is a little different. So you two live in big, fancy cities that have lots of things like Ghirardelli's all the time. I've never seen a Ghirardelli's other than Disney Springs. So I think Disney Springs is kind of for us rural cats, that they've been transforming it into bringing like the best of whatever is in that country or that whatever, and then it's bringing all of the world to come and have that experience, even though I wouldn't have any idea where to go to find a Ghirardelli's other than there. But I know that it's a national brand because I see the little Ghirardelli chocolate every place. So I think that it's a good asset down there. I get it why it's not a Disney like stamp, but on the flip side, like that, what was the A one that I forgot what the name of it is, but that one has like not the Beaches and Cream, but
Ample Hills.
The Ample Hills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. So we used that one has ice cream sandwiches that are homemade ice cream sandwiches with homemade ice cream and cookies, chocolate chip cookies that are squished in between. They're super good. So that's my favorite. And I haven't been to Beaches and Cream, but I mean, you guys have so much love for it and the kitchen sink, so that one's got to stay. So the one I would remodel the most would be Ghirardelli's to try and make it like a Florida Ghirardelli's, or kind of maybe, put a kiss on why it's special or why it's allowed to stay. But that one would get the boot, I guess, out of the three.
So very good. Very good. Yeah. Let's also point out, because Mark comments, I must admit, I've never done Beaches and Cream. It is the hardest ADR to get in all of Walt Disney World.
Oh.
And that's because the thing probably has, 8 or 10 tables in it, Shannon? Something.
It's really small. I know they're expanding it.
Yeah, they were supposed to expand it, and then that got canceled. Or delayed or something along those lines. So
it sounds like that one might need to be updated then.
Yeah, well.
I will say, for Ghirardelli,
your criteria, Disney's already giving you your blessing there.
For Ghirardelli, if you like coffee, I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but Ghirardelli does have some great coffee. So if you're in Disney Springs and you want coffee, I don't like Starbucks. If I do, I'll drink Joffrey's. But if I'm in Disney Springs, I will go to Ghirardelli for coffee.
Well, and my thing is, I've been to Disney Springs. That's where I spend more time at Disney Springs than I spend in the parks. And if I haven't been there yet or chose to spend money there yet, well, obviously it needs some lift. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, then. And by the way, if you guys want us to do a round as well, go ahead and put that in the comments, because we've got a couple more to go here. And we're going to stay over here in the Epcot area. And we're going to come back in and talk about Le Cellier, Flying Fish, or Yachtsman. One of the three has got to go. Shannon?
So I have not eaten at Le Cellier, but I have heard amazing things about it. Flying Fish is one of my favorites on property. So that's definitely going to stay. And Yachtsman, been there once, it was okay. So I would get rid of Yachtsman.
Okay.
And where are they located?
Okay. So
That's in the yacht club.
yeah. So Yachtsman is right around the corner from Beaches and Cream. It actually overlooks the pool at Stormalong Bay. Flying Fish is, again, right across the lake from it, and it is next door or a couple doors down from Ample Hills Creamery. And then Le Cellier is the Canada Pavilion.
And I've heard several people. Every time we go to Flying Fish, I have the fish, but I've heard several people say that the best steak on property is at Flying Fish. So,
Oh, wow.
Truth, right there. Truth. Got a little excited and knocked my mic down.
Sorry if I stole your thunder.
So, no, not at all. Right. It's the best steak on property, Flying Fish. Okay. Other than that, I didn't really care for the decor of it. I just
I
being
like
honest.
the decor. I like the new decor.
I mean, it's okay, but of the three, it's the best decor of the three. Because I thought Le Cellier was just too dark and black. You're in like the basement dungeon. I get it. It's Le Cellier. It's a cellar. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I just get it.
Oh, like cellar. Got it.
Yes. Yep. And then over at Yachtsman, yes, it's all like the dark mahogany walnut kind of dark wood on the inside kind of a thing. To me, it needs just a refreshing and an updating because we're kind of beyond those days. Okay, that feels like it's very 1990s to me. And I think we're beyond that. So it needs a decorating. I got to be honest, Flying Fish had a better steak. In February, we had those two back to back, and everybody agreed Flying Fish had the better steak, but Yachtsman had the better sides. And oh my gosh, their sides were amazing. That being said and done, the restaurant I like the least has to be Le Cellier. The food was okay there, but it didn't live up to the hype to me. So that's the one I'm going to come back in and say, let's bring something else in there. But let's see what the audience has to say. Okay, I got to scroll up, man. You guys are lighting this one up.
I think everybody agrees with us on Flying Fish.
Okay. Well, Mary comes in and goes, see ya, Flying Fish. And Mary Ann says this one is hard. Brandy's never been to Flying Fish. And Caitlin, she went to Flying Fish in February on their honeymoon, and it's now one of their favorites. And let's see here. Oh, Jeremy points out that the creme brulee at Le Cellier. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that as well. And Mary's still challenging the best steak. Really? I mean, it sounds so weird. The best steak at a fish house. Like, who would think? What are we talking about?
I think it was more that you ordered steak at a fish house, probably.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, and then we've got coming in here, Marianne points out, you're going to cut the cheese soup at Le Cellier, but great steak at Flying Fish. Yachtsman's good too. Le Cellier is awfully crowded seating, but she loves it. Yeah. And then another vote for the soup at Le Cellier. Okay. And we're helping Brandy do some 180-day planning here. So,
well, Marianne makes a good point. Marianne makes a good point about Le Cellier being a 2-credit meal. So it's a 2-credit restaurant. So it's really expensive if you're on the dining plan. So that's a good point.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The other real issue. Yeah, it's 2 credits. But you know what? I think all of those are 2 credits, aren't they? Isn't Yachtsman 2 credits and Flying Fish is Flying Fish's signature as well. So I think this was a battle of 2-credit places. Yeah, I'm fairly sure.
We've only done the dining plan once, and it was way too much food for us.
So my big question on it is, does anybody know if the Le Cellier has mac and cheese? Because that's made from Canada. So it's just kind of fun. Little fact for the day. So
Yachtsman has some lobster mac and cheese, I'm fairly certain. And that was pretty decent. That kind of won the best side category for me of the 3. Yeah. And then Brandy, our travel agent out there, says she confirms Yachtsman is 2 credits. And so, Alicia, what is it?
Hey, well, Mary pops in and says they do have mac and cheese. So thanks, Mary. I appreciate it.
Yep. And Mary, yep. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I think you're safe with mac and cheese at any Disney restaurant.
yeah. Well, okay.
Just saying. Okay.
But there's a difference now. Mac and cheese is kind of like created its own like entity the last few, I'd say in about the last 2 years. Like it's really now like not a side. It's a main course. So if that is going to be from Canada, and that's for us, that's what we know is from Canada. I'm sure they have other food too that's really good from Canada. Let me throw this in there as well. Okay. You've also got the poutine at Le Cellier that I'm surprised nobody went nuts over the poutine there. And then they also have a special annual pass holder menu at Le Cellier with some options on it that's only presented to annual pass holders. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So as I go through this, I gotta love the steak. So anything that has steak, we always look at our, when we're looking for our dining plan, the first thing we do is we look for a steak the first night we get there. We got teenage boys, they want steak, they want ribs, they want meat. So anything that has good steak, I'm going to keep that one. And then, so that's Flying Fish stays. And then, so on my end, if they have a good mac and cheese, I think I got to keep that one because that's my daughter, Allie. She was just raving today that she wants the mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs. That's like, just to die for. How many days until I can have the good mac and cheese? So if they have mac and cheese, which sounds like they do, then I'll keep that one and then we'll kick the other one off.
Yeah. Marianne comments, some are better than others, Chad. Mac and cheese connoisseurs here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
So you're getting rid of which one?
What was not Flying Fish and not what's the other one?
So you're getting rid of Yachtsman.
Yeah, Yachtsman. There you go. Unless they have steak too, then I'm screwed. But
well, yeah,
that's what they are. They're
all
a
steakhouse.
Oh well, crap. But if they're not known for their
battle of the steakhouse,
right? But if they're not known for their steaks, and you guys didn't rave about their steaks, then they probably need an overhaul to get better steaks, right?
Yeah, they're the dry aged, chop cut steaks, kind of real expensive. Okay, but we're going to scale it back down with this last round that I've prepared. And we're going to get a little less bougie here and head on over to Hollywood Studios. And we've got 3 quick services. Well, they're not really quick services, but they're more casual dining, I would call them. You got the Sci-Fi Diner, you got the 50s Primetime Cafe, or Pizza Rizzo. For me, this isn't even a contest. This isn't even a question.
This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer.
So, Shannon.
You want me to go first?
Oh, yeah.
Pizza Rizzo. I've never eaten there, never cared to. Anyone that's eaten there has just said it's one of the worst pizzas they've ever had. So
it's theme park pizza. It's just garbage. They don't even keep it open all year long. Okay?
Yeah, if you have a restaurant that's seasonal, it's just not good. So, yeah, bye Pizza Rizzo.
Yeah, see, I was even going to put in Mama Melrose in there, but for years my family said, no, we're not going. No, we're not going. My last solo trip there, I snuck it in and I went, oh, I should have listened to my family. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm not even a question. Pizza Rizzo's gone. 50s Primetime Cafe, very fun. There's a bar attached to it, and Tables in Wonderland works there, so you get a great discount there. Same thing at Sci-Fi. It's Tables in Wonderland as well. Pizza Rizzo's, I think, is technically a quick service, no discount. Another reason why it's off my list, and it's just garbage pizza. There's nothing really good I can say about it. So that being said and done, let's start to come into some comments here. And Marianne says, goodbye, Pizza Rizzo. Brandy's goodbye, Pizza Rizzo. And Marianne says, primetime must stay for Dad's Electric Lemonade. Sounds like the bar I was talking about. And Jeremy points out, 50s is awesome food, but Sci-Fi upped its game after a refurb a couple years ago. Sci-Fi is legit, man. That is some legit good food. And Caitlin comes in. Caitlin points out that she loves the 50s Primetime Cafe. Some of the best memories of a kid were made there. And so that's where we're at on that one. Okay.
All right, I'm ready for you. So I think part of Disney is creating a new experience and a new memory. Like you said, it's even the dining is an experience. So the 50s and all of those in the Primetime Cafe, they give you that feeling, the sci-fi. It's a whole different experience, a different land. You don't do that at home. So those days where I was bummed when they got rid of Pizza Planet and then they moved it over to this Pizza Rizzo, which was supposed to be a different experience, but it failed short of the experience that we were looking for, I think. So, and unless I got a pizza place. If they want me to come in, I'll bring my pizzas, but yeah, that one needs to be booted.
Got it. Would you guys have anything out there in the audience tonight that you guys want us to come back in and throw up for another discussion? We'll let you guys present your own list of 3. Something's got to go if you've got one. If not, we'll just keep talking for a few minutes and then we'll kind of wrap things up. But Marianne comments that she's actually shocked that Pizza Rizzo's is still there. I'm with you 100%. Like the not paying whatever the guy needed for the license to Pizza Planet and throwing that in Toy Story Land was a huge miss. How can you not have a Pizza Planet in Toy Story? Right?
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they have moments of it with like the claw people and that kind of stuff, and that ride. But I mean, it wasn't like having the Pizza Planet with pizza and, I'll miss it.
So Mary put Crystal Palace, Be Our Guest, or Liberty Tree.
Okay, so we'll go Mary's first because you mentioned that one. So Crystal Palace, Be Our Guest, or Liberty Tree. Shannon, you want me to take this one first, or you want to go at it?
For it. Go for it.
So Crystal Palace, oh my gosh, that Tigger just he got a tweet from me at my last visit there to a cast compliment. He was so stinking awesome. So Tigger alone saves Crystal Palace, and the food was okay. It was Disney buffet, which I'm not a fan of, but they had really good Disney chicken nuggets there, so I could raid the kids menu. And so I really, really, really liked and had a phenomenal experience over at Crystal Palace. So Liberty Tree Tavern, good food as well, somewhat reasonably priced, but it just takes forever to get service there. Well, all three of them, you need to count on 2 hours out of your Magic Kingdom day to get in and out of. And then Be Our Guest, not a real big fan of the new revised menu, but for lunch or breakfast, I think it's a winner. So,
see, I think lunch or breakfast is overpriced.
Yeah, I think
I think it's overpriced for all 3, but
it is. But you get to at least meet the beast at dinner, and so I've got characters. So I'm just gonna have to scrap Liberty Tree Tavern and that ooey gooey toffee cake. God rest my soul, right? I mean, that's almost sacrilegious to be saying. So Liberty Tree Tavern for me would be the one I would keep for sure. I think it's the best value for a table service at Magic Kingdom. And we didn't have a problem as far as slow service. We did it last year before the Halloween party, and the service was fairly quick. And we had a toddler, and we said we just want to get dinner and go to the party, and they obliged. So, and it was great, and I thought it was reasonably priced. Crystal Palace and Be Our Guest. We were big fans of Be Our Guest for the menu change. We've only gone once with the new menu change. We liked the food. It was good. It was just overpriced. For the 3 courses, we don't typically have dessert. So the fact that we are forced to have dessert and all 3 of us get dessert it's frustrating. Where I understand why they went to the prefix, but I would have, if they had an option to substitute an extra, give me a salad instead of dessert, something else. But the fact that you're just forced to have dessert and you don't even get to choose your dessert. So you're this is what you're going to get. But it's ooey gooey toffee cake. It's like legendary.
No, I'm talking about Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
Oh, Be Our Guest. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Be Our Guest.
You get to choose between different cupcakes, or don't you?
I think it's up to $70 now per person. Right? It's either $65 or $70 per person. So Crystal Palace, we've only done once. We really weren't. It was probably our least favorite character meal. But we had a great experience with the characters. It was just
cover your ears.
I know.
This was our least favorite. Now, again, we are somewhat healthy eaters, so we are not typical Disney eaters. So we like Hollywood and Vine. Hollywood and Vine typically has some good healthy options. Crystal Palace was a struggle because there really wasn't much for us that we enjoyed. So it wasn't bad. It just wasn't our favorite. However, with the new change and the price that our guest is now, I will go with Crystal Palace over Be Our Guest, which hurts me because Be Our Guest was always one that we always went to. I understand why they went to the prefix, because people were taking up table reservations for 10 people and ordering 2 cupcakes. So I get it. It's just unfortunate for people like our family that did go and have a regular dinner, but didn't necessarily need to have a 3-course meal. And so that's unfortunate. And I think it's just way overpriced at this point for what you get.
Got it. So
I would say bye-bye, Be Our Guest.
Bye-bye, Be Our Guest. And so we'll come in and pick up some comments here. So Mary says that Tigger wrote handsome in her autograph book.
Aww.
Okay. Marianne agrees with you there. Bye-bye, Be Our Guest. Too much money for not that great food. And Danielle says, not a huge fan of Be Our Guest, but Liberty Tree would have to go because she loves Crystal Palace. Yeah, I kind of think that as well. And then Mary agrees with me. The ooey gooey toffee cake is just biting into a cavity. Okay. And she says, Beast is the only reason to keep Be Our Guest for dinner. And another comment that the menu is very expensive, which we covered. And Marianne is liking the Thanksgiving dinner at Liberty Tree Tavern. Okay. So to me, that one is pretty darn good. Okay. Brandy comes in and comments that Be Our Guest is a trio dessert. Now the gray stuff, a little chip, and something else. So you can get 3 desserts for that $70 or 3 samples.
Yeah. So it makes it kind of fun. So, I mean, I've looked at eating at many of those and I haven't, like, we've looked into Liberty Tree because I think they have ribs there or something. And my kids are like, yeah, I want that. But I'm one that I don't want to, I'm only in the park one day. I don't want to take 2 hours out of my life to go sit down. Yeah. So we usually don't do that. But we have looked into the Liberty Tree and we've tried many times to eat at Be Our Guest just because I think it would be kind of romantic and to be in that moment, to that theme kind of moment. But then I have eaten at Crystal Palace, and that one is the highest on my list that I love because, I mean, Tigger and Pooh Bear, you can't. I don't like to wait in line to go get. I'm not a wait in line to get a signature. I'd rather go to character dinners, and I love the Tigger moment.
Yay, Tigger!
I do love Tigger.
Fun.
And honestly, I probably should go back and eat there again. So I would kick Liberty Tree out only. It probably needs a revamp. If they have different meals at different moments, they should probably find a signature dinner and always have Thanksgiving dinner, or always have, something that draws you in, a feeling like that family home cooked meal or something.
We're going to have to get you an annual pass one year so that you can come back in and just start to dive in and delve into these things.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to end up happen here. Okay.
Yes.
So let's pick up one more here, and Shannon, Alicia, let's find one. I see Gabrielle has one that has Be Our Guest in it. Well, we already beat Be Our Guest up.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? Oh, here's one from Marianne. The Wave over at the Contemporary, the Grand Flow Cafe, and Ohana. Ooh. Well, I can tell you exactly what's not going anyplace, and that's Ohana, because that is the best restaurant in all of Disney. Okay. and I will pick up the sword and die a vehement death defending Ohana. Okay. Because you also have Stitch for breakfast at Ohana. You've got characters in the morning. You've got that whole bread pudding deal. Yeah. all kinds of meat. Like Ohana, you ain't going anywhere. that leaves me to the Wave and the Grand Flow Cafe. And to be honest with you, I wasn't that impressed when I was in the Wave, and it seemed like it was a little dated. In the Grand Flow Cafe, from what I've been told, is the best value on property for the highest quality food for your money, because it's still like a one table service meal and it's still reasonably priced. So to me, the Wave, see ya. Bye-bye, Wave. Okay.
And where's the Wave located?
It's
The
in
Contemporary.
the ground floor of the Contemporary building.
Oh, okay. I do remember seeing that.
Okay. Shannon, what's your thoughts here?
So same with Ohana. We went last trip. The dinner was fantastic. Made a lot of accommodations for being gluten-free, which was amazing. The breakfast was we had breakfast the morning that we left, so it was great. The character interaction, again, Ohana tip, and a character interaction, made one of the last appointments. We had a lot of one-on-one time with the characters. Actually came around twice. So, and then it comes like lunch. So, and then you go on the road and you're fine. The Wave I haven't eaten, but it's never really drawn to me. It's never been one that I've wanted to go to. The Grand Flow, I have eaten once or twice, and it's been good. So I think the Wave just hasn't called to me. I haven't eaten there. So I go with the Flow and Ohana and get rid of the Wave.
Got it.
Because if I'm going to Contemporary, I'm probably going to California Grill or Chef Mickey's. So there's my two choices as Contemporary. The Wave, I think, just kind of gets lost.
Got it. Okay. And Mary, I don't know if we could be friends anymore. I'm just like, I'm crushed with Ohana Bai. Okay. I mean, but she says the Wave is amazing.
My husband put, I need to eat at Ohana again without walking pneumonia. He did have pneumonia last year when we went. So he did not enjoy it. So he definitely wants to go back. Poor guy. And then I made him get on a boat to watch the fireworks. Sorry, honey. So disclosure, I did not know he had pneumonia at that point. We just knew he was sick.
You're like, suck it up. We're at Disney. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so he powered through that meal, but he did not get to enjoy it. So we definitely need to go back to Ohana.
Got it. And what is it with the Marys and Ohana here? The puke Ohana, like,
oh no.
Mary's like, I'm just disappointed. Okay. Like, what happened? Okay. Now, Mary also comments that the Grand Flow Cafe is amazing too, and she loves the brunch menu. So
good to know.
Yep. Caitlin comes back in. She backs her up, saying the Grand Flow Cafe is one of the best breakfast places, and their lobster Benedict is incredible.
That sounds good.
Yep. Brandy's got it going on. My favorite restaurant anywhere is Ohana. She books it once or twice every visit. Oh my gosh. That's some serious love there, Brandy.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, that's a lot of food. Definitely. And Amy here, I can't believe she's never been to Liberty Tree Tavern after all these years. We always leave and go to Ohana's, and I am with you. I would pick Ohana over Liberty. Ohana over Liberty. I'd pick Ohana over everything. Okay, let's just call it like it is. And coming back in, Mary comments here, the Wave is amazing food and has a multi-grain bread dessert trio, and the filet is amazing. Mary, I will take challenge accepted on that one and go try it out, because just to see how it ranks there. So maybe take me a year or so to get there, because I'm not really going on a time when I'll be having family sit downs, but I will get that in for you. I promise you.
Yeah. So it makes it fun. So as we look out, again, I love dining as an experience. Like that is our experience. Instead of going to a park, we go, and a big thing to go out to fancy eat, that kind of thing. So I have been to Ohana and many times now, because that we love it. We love the feel of being like in Hawaii, or just the whole, like tropical feel. And so that ohana stays for me, and that's where I'm going to eat again next time we go. So it'll be fun. The other two I have not been to, but I've walked past the Wave, and I remember seeing that, and then the Grand Floridian. So I would say which two out of what you guys have said kind of encompasses the land that they're supposed to be in. And somebody said that the Grand Flo has the best lobster Benedict. And wherever I would eat lobster Benedict, I would think it would feel like Grand Floridian. So I'm going to keep that one, and we'll get rid of the Wave, because I don't know really what, Bay Lake Tower and stuff, what their theme is, but we'll get the vibe, other than modern, I guess,
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought as well. So
right.
Anyway, so thank you guys for all tuning in tonight. And Shannon, we have a shout out as well for your ears, don't we?
Yes. So these are
so cute.
So these I had made. We didn't get to talk about my trip report from the party. So I went to the Halloween party. Go to my blog, DisneyDays.com. I'll be doing a trip report on that. As also, we did the Cruella Halloween Hideaway party, which is an addition at the party. So I'll be doing a review on that. But these are ears that I had someone custom make. She does, her site is thisdflove.com. And it's also her Instagram handle. So thisdflove is also on Instagram. And so for those of you that might be listening on the podcast, basically they're Voodoo You ears. I was wearing some leggings, and I sent her a picture of the fabric, and I said, I just want something to match, but I want something that says Voodoo You, like the parade. So she did this center part where it looks, there you can see, where it looks like the Voodoo You in the beginning of the parade.
Let me go full screen on this.
There we go. So she made that, her ears, and I just wanted it very simple. I wanted that to be the focus. And her ears are super comfortable. She's done a lot for me. And she's just amazing. Her name is Yachtsman. She also makes these collect ear bags. So if you see these bags here, these are what I bring to the parks when I'm traveling. And I can fit like 6 or 7 pairs of ears, depending on how big they are. So I have a Mickey and Minnie, and she actually just put these on pre-order. So they're not for sale all the time. They have different rounds. She's got Daisy. She has a really amazing Jack Skellington one. So I have my Mickey and Minnie collect ear bags, and usually one, trip I'll take one, but December, it's a big trip. I usually take both because I got a lot of ears. So those are my ears.
Okay. And so just again, that is thisdflove.com. They don't sponsor our show. We just like doing shout outs to the local Etsy shops and vendors and people out there to say, hey, look, this is cool. And people started asking about it. So we decided to make Shannon's ears a thing on the show.
I love it.
And go back to my my Instagram. So Disney Days Family is my Instagram. It's also, you can get a link on my page, but I'm also doing a giveaway. It ends tomorrow. So I'm doing a giveaway for some ears. So these are just Disney ears. These are the mint and green ones. I'm actually giving away 2 pairs. So DisneyDays.com, and then it's on my Instagram, Disney Days Family, at Disney Days Family. So enter.
Perfect.
All you have to do is follow.
Perfect. And so that's Shannon. And then Alicia, people can find you over at the My DVC Points community group on Facebook. You're a general member there, and you have a killer restaurant and bar over in Silver Lake, Michigan, if people want to stroll up there sometime.
Yeah, but we're closed. Don't come till April. Now it's travel season now over in West Michigan. Kind of crazy to think of that, business is open for 6 months and shut down for 6 months, but now it's travel season. So it's nice.
Very cool there. And I would like to do a shout out for our official sponsors of the show as well, DVCResaleMarket.com and Vacation Club Loans. I think Debbie did a post this week saying that she saved listeners like $87,000 from refinancing their direct contracts, which is just stinking amazing, guys.
Yeah. And anytime you're over 9.9%, head on over to her. She'll hook you up.
Yeah. It's like such a no brainer. It's a win for everybody. You get to pay your contract off sooner, lower payments, that kind of deal. And again, if you're looking for a new contract, DVC Resale Market, can't say enough great things about them, and look forward to having them back on the show as well. Other things as well, just tidy up. Member meetup, Alani, June 2021. Those point charts will be coming out next month, and we can start seeing exactly what it's going to cost us and planning that out. We'd like to see you there right before the point chart skyrocket. And I've got 7 or 8 families signed up for that. So we're really looking forward to that Alani trip. And that's about as much as I have tonight. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I am Chad from My DVC Points, and we will see you real soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.